Pans and Pioneers. Today I'm going to be making party bacon cheeseburgers. And what I have here is a pound of organic lean meat. This is 85/15 fat and it's GMO free. I'm going to render this down so I can drain off all the fat. And I'm going to brown it just like I do spaghetti sauce. So let's get started. I've got my skillet heating because you never want to put cold meat in a cold skillet. It's not a good idea. If you're using a fresh, one of the ingredients I'm going to use is onions, and if you're using fresh onions, you're going to want to saute those first before you add your meat. A little bit of olive oil and some fresh onions. For those of you that watch my channel, you know that I don't cook with fresh onions because I have my husband can't have fresh onions. I use dehydrated. So we're going to render this down. I'm just going to take a large fork and I'm just going to break it apart. And I'm going to use a little bit of kosher salt while it's rendering down. I'm going to add some garlic powder. I'm just shaking it on. I'm going to use the infamous Creole seasoning. And I'm just going to, I've got this on medium-high. And we're just going to get this all working together. Now it's Sunday here at my house, and I never like to do a large meal on Sunday. Every once in a while I'll do something, but Sunday's the only day that I get to rest from working, and so I like to do something super easy that everybody can eat out of. And you'll love this recipe. It's really good. So we're going to put a lid on this and we're going to brown it up really good and get it crispy, and then I'll be back once it's brown and we'll drain off the fat. Okay, our meat is rendered down, and I haven't really, got it to where it's super small. I have left big chunks in there because obviously these are party burgers, and I want the meat to have sort of big chunks. So I'm going to drain, sorry my arm, I'm going to drain off the fat. To a different container. And I'm going to just let it sit on low to add the rest of my ingredients. Now you could add bell peppers to this if you wanted to. I don't like to add bell peppers to these just because you wouldn't really find bell peppers in a hamburger patty. But they do add a lot of flavor, and you could certainly do that. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of organic cumin on here just to bring out the flavor of the beef. And then I'm going to add a little bit of minced garlic. Just a little bit. I've already added garlic powder, so we're not trying to make these pizza tasting or Italian in the least. And mix up the garlic like that. Make sure it's all incorporated. And then we're going to add a little steak seasoning. My stove is clean, so no worries about that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of dehydrated onions to this, just a little bit, not a lot. My husband doesn't like a lot of onions. And then to really get it saucy, I'm going to add some of this Signature Steakhouse marinade. Now, you can marinate your raw meat in this if you wanted to, but I like to add it to hamburgers, you know, even after they're done. So I'm just going to add a little bit. And I'm going to add 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of water. Start with 1/4 and see. I really just want to get this, you know, where the juices of the sauce are coming out, and you've rendered off all your fat, and basically all you have on here is the meat. Not a lot of juice, because what we're going to do is we're going to put this on our bread, and we really, you know, we don't want it to, we don't want a lot of the juice to be absorbed in the bread, because then you're going to have nothing but mush, and you don't want that. So, okay. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our oven heated to 350 to 375. I have a convection oven, so if you're just using a regular oven, I'd start with 350 and just get it piping hot, the oven, you know, ready to go. And we'll be back, and I'll show you how to assemble the bacon cheeseburgers, party burgers. Okay, let's go ahead while our meat is sitting and our oven's heating up. I've got about 3 tablespoons of, or actually 3 large slices of bacon that's already been fried and drained. And I'm just going to sprinkle it over the hamburger meat. And I'm going to mix it in the hamburger meat like that. It's not greasy bacon. You could use bacon bits as long as they're not artificial. This is just bacon left over from breakfast. And I'm just letting it sit here and marinate with this sauce so it's really flavorful. Okay. And we'll be back to assemble. We're over here assembling the party burgers. Now you can buy the Hawaiian sweet rolls if you want to. I use this brand, and it's called Cobblestone, and it just says sliders, or you could use any slider roll you wanted. And these are pre-sliced, which is great because you don't really have to do anything. So I'm going to lift the top part, clean hands, always clean hands. Lift the top part off like this. Your bottoms. I haven't sprayed or anything because I'm going to use aluminum foil, but if you were going to use a flat surface, you know, definitely I'm going to make sure these are together as well. So here's how I do it. I'm going to take some slices of cheese, and you can use any kind of cheese you want. I'm using a really good melting cheese. It's called Gouda. And these are pretty thin slices. You don't want really thick slices because obviously the cheese will overwhelm the party burgers. And I'm just going to line the bottoms with Gouda. These work really well with Swiss cheese too. You could do sauteed mushrooms on top of these burgers, just saute them. These are great for sloppy joes. Kids love to make these because they're really fun. They pull apart just like a, you know, a dinner roll. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our beef. And remember, this is pre-drained, doesn't have a lot of juice. The cheese is really going to be as much liquid from oil as you want to have. And I'm just going to make sure that all the meat gets on the rolls. And I've got the bacon in here, remember that? So we've got the bacon. And I'm just making sure the bottom is completely covered, keeping all the meat kind of in the center, like that. And then I'm going to take some organic Monterey Jack. And this is just shredded, so it's going to be less clumpy. And just shred. So you've got your meat, your bacon, or your beef, your bacon. You could do this with ground turkey as well if you didn't like to eat beef at all. You could do it with ground chicken, but I would recommend Swiss cheese. And then you're going to take your rolls, lay them over there like that. Lay them over there like that. We're going to pop these in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. We're going to check them at 10 to 12 minutes and see how they're doing. If you don't like a crispy roll on top, put a piece of foil or parchment paper on top of these. If you do like crispy on the outside, on the tops, and gooey on the inside, you're not going to want to put anything on here. And these are already brown, so the directions for this bread say that to heat these at 375 for, I believe, 8 minutes. So you're really gonna not want to go over any kind of, don't bake these for 15 minutes. You'll have burnt bread and a cheesy mess on the inside. So let's get them in the oven, and when they come out, we'll show you what we get. Okay, they're out of the oven, and they're a little crispy on the tops, and I would serve 2 to 3 to a person. So I've run a knife through them just in the perforated areas that the bakery did, so that they can pull them apart. And so let's get them on the plate. Not super easy. You could just turn these upside down on a platter and just have people grab and pull them apart, just like they were intended to be. Okay. All right. Move this over to the side. And I've got some cheese French fries here. These are just organic potatoes I've fried up. And today I'm going to have, my daughter's here, it's Sunday, so she's going to be our taste tester. So we'll be back. Okay, it's my daughter Ashley, and she's here. And she's going to give us a taste test of my bacon cheeseburger party burgers. And let's see how they do. How are they? Good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this video. And for more recipes, you can subscribe at the bottom, give us a thumbs up, and comments are always welcome below. Thank y'all. Everybody have a blessed week. Bye-bye.